Welcome to another episode of Racing to Learn. We're a nonprofit that gets kids excited about math and science. We are working on our Teen Co Rally today, so we are upgrading to the 7075 chassis here. Now, this is available for all their 8th scale 6S vehicles like the Dementor, the Kronos, the Python, the Radix 6, the Jambo, the list goes on and on. The only difference is you'll have a short wheelbase version like the one we have here, and then a long wheelbase version. So you can check out all the videos in our series in the video link description. Now, this piece is very nicely milled out for lightness. You can see here it is made out of a stronger 7075 alloy, aluminum alloy. That is a specification for the I'm not even going to try to say metallurgical properties, or just this identifies the alloy of aluminum being used, and it is stronger than like a 6060, which I'm not sure if that's what the original chassis was made out of, but this is stronger and lighter. So we're going to continue disassembling this. We also have some other 7075 upgrades, like the steering rack here, also made out of 7075, and the rear chassis brace here. So in taking the front of this vehicle apart, we're going to try to get at the steering rack here after we remove some other pieces. So first, let's see here. I always try to take the least amount of screws out and parts out as possible. We're gonna have to remove the screws underneath to get that servo out, as well as the steering rack. So we can pretty much just take out all these screws. Now, to keep them in the proper place, what we'll do is just unscrew them here and put them in the new chassis to keep their place, so we don't lose track of which screw goes where. Easy enough. Pop that in here. Just always want to keep yourself organized in some fashion, or else you're gonna be spending a lot of time measuring screws and trying to put them back in the right spot. So much easier to do it as so. Always handy to have a power driver while you're doing this. We use the Team Associated speed bits that fit nicely into our cordless driver. Now we'll switch over to the larger 2.5 millimeter bit, and we'll take out the rest of these. So I'm going to take out these screws first that hold in the radio box / servo mount. And it looks like actually these screws that one probably held in the front suspension brace there. Kind of flying blind, taking screws out of the bottom of the chassis here. Actually, this one is probably the brace because it's right in the center. Okay. Oh, it's interesting. Are there more holes? No, they're the same amount of holes as one would expect between the two chassis. I did put some electrical tape to cover some of the extra holes from before. So let's pop out these two now. These are the servo saver / steering cranks. Looks like that just popped it loose there. Let's flip the chassis over here to see. Looks like those screws have been backed out. But the chassis is still being held in. I wonder if these I need something to hold the other side of that nut because it's just spinning. So let me grab some pliers. There's a threaded nut that the steering bell cranks go into here. And actually what I might do, because that is going to be pretty difficult to get to, I compress the suspension. Okay. Nope, it's still spinning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew the cranks from the top, since we need to disassemble this to get that new steering rack in. Anyways, just switch over to a smaller 2mm bit. We'll get the cranks out. All right. Get these screws out off of the top here. And that should disconnect. There we go. The bell cranks are now loose. Okay. And next would be the, well, not next, but we could take out the mud guards and whatnot as well, but we'll just put this off to the side. Be mindful of your radio cable for the servo there. All right, so we've got the steering bell cranks out. Just seeing it, how we can get at the steering rack here. Okay. Not too difficult. We should be able to just, there we go. Okay, just want to make sure I don't lose the top screws here. I'm gonna screw them into the posts here, just so that we remember what goes where. Okay, and putting in this steering rack should be pretty straightforward here. So basically, bring this up to the camera. You've got 2 screws up here and 2 that go through the bottom there. So a total of 4 screws. And we should be good. So I'm just going to make sure we've got enough slack here and that we can see everything on the camera. And we could probably stand to clean some of these pieces off first. So the screws come out from the bottom that go into the bell cranks. wants a hex to hold the top. Grab a wrench. To hold the top here. Okay. So 8mm wrench does indeed hold this bushing here. It goes in the top of the bell crank. So that just slots into here. And pop out the screw from the bottom and do the same for the other side. So again, 8mm wrench, or you can use some pliers if you don't mind marring up that nut. Hold it. Apply some pressure. There you go. And when you put these back in, you will need to use thread lock. There's thread lock from the factory there, which is nice to see that they did that. All right, and for the end links, let's see here, we'll need a 2.5mm driver on the bottom, and looks like a 2mm from the top. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we've got the old steering rack out, and you can see it compared to the 70-75 piece here. Granted, one's a little bit dirtier and dustier, but we will see if this is indeed more durable than the stock piece here. You can see some wear on the front edge there. You can see some mild bending if we stack these two. You can see that, yeah, the old one was bent a little bit there on the ears, left and right. So hopefully with this new piece, we will not see that. So assembly is the reverse of the disassembly, as some manuals love to state. Thanks again for watching. Smash that like button if we've earned it. That subscribe button helps us even more. And thanks again for watching. We'll catch you next time.